What's going on, investors? In today's video, we will cover all of the companies that paid us dividends for doing absolutely nothing. We will also cover all the companies that gave us a pay raise for doing absolutely nothing. Yes, you really can get paid with Ben Simmons' level of effort. True passive income gets us that much closer to covering all of our living expenses. What's so amazing is the stock market is down the last 3 months about 10%, but my dividends, they're stronger than they've ever been. Though if you followed certain hype YouTubers, you might be down big and have no dividends coming your way. But hey, at least our actual moon isn't on fire. Let's take a look at this Warren Buffett quote for some inspiration during these tough times. Someone is sitting in the shade today because someone planted a tree a long time ago. That's a quote from the legendary investor Warren Buffett, who is worth more than $100 billion. I'm sure Warren's been planting a lot of trees in his lifetime because he's been investing for many decades at 91 years young. Hey, I know it can be upsetting looking at your portfolio going down every day, but the best time to buy is when the stock market is going down. I know if you went into your favorite store and they said everything was on sale, you would get excited too. Lower stock prices means higher starting dividend yields. And you know what else increases those starting dividend yields? When companies increase that dividend. During the month of April, Procter & Gamble, PG stock, they hiked their dividend 5%. This was the 66th straight year that P&G raised their dividend, and it just continues to pay dividends every single quarter. And they say you can't get rich off of boring stocks. Guess who's laughing and guess who's crying right now? The only thing keeping up with inflation these days is Costco stock. Costco raises their dividend 14%. Costco still only has a payout ratio of about 26%. So I expect more double-digit pay raises in the future. Apple gives its shareholders a pitiful 4.5% dividend raise. Apple has a fortress balance sheet and more cash on hand than the GDP of many countries. It instead chose to wake up one day and spend $90 billion on share buybacks, a way to artificially increase their share price and earnings per share. It'd be nice if Apple actually spent that money on, I don't know, innovating their products and services, or just paying us more in dividends every quarter. Johnson & Johnson for the 60th straight year increased their dividend, this time up by 7%. J&J is actually up around 5% in the last 3 months, which just shows that investors flock to this company during those hard times. Alright, investors, now for the real reason you actually clicked on this video, to see how much I made in dividends this past month. Starting off here, we have JEPI paying me $14.11. JEPI, of course, is an income ETF. They give out monthly dividends, and they have a really high starting yield because of their covered call strategy. After JEPI, we have Chubb. Chubb is an insurance company, and they paid me $2.40 this past quarter. This is a position I haven't really been actively adding more shares into, but they have been doing very well as a stock these past couple of years. After Chubb, the next company to pay me dividends, and this is actually the last time this company will ever pay me dividends, and that was MGM Growth Properties paying me $12.75. Now, the reason why they won't ever pay me dividends again is because MGP no longer exists as a company. They actually got acquired by Vici Properties, and that went into effect this past month. So they now trade as VICI Vici, and this merger combines an already impressive portfolio that MGP had with the Vici's portfolio, and now they own a lot of the real estate associated with that Las Vegas Strip area, as well as other entertainment, casinos, hotels, resorts, all over the United States. So this is a company that has a starting dividend yield of over 5%, guys. And also looks like they follow the same payment tranche as MGP did, paying out in January, April, as well as July and October. So after Vici Properties, the next company to pay me was Medical Properties Trust, MPW. They paid me $23.34. I actually just recently reached 100 shares of MPW, so that means not only do I get paid dividends every quarter for just holding on to my shares, I can now sell covered calls on my 100 shares of MPW and make even more passive income. So next time they pay out dividends, I expect this to be around the $28, $29 mark. After MPW, we have another REIT, and that is Realty Income, not Reality. And this is one I have set up to drip into buying more shares of itself. So we currently own around 28, 29 shares, and they paid me $6.95, which went into buying more shares of Realty Income, not Reality. And then after we have another REIT here in Store Capital, and they paid me a whole $15.40. Store's stock price has never really recovered from C19, but they recently just posted earnings, and not only did they raise their guidance, they also acquired $500 million more in real estate to add to their portfolio. And in turn, that will allow them to pay us more in dividend, which historically has been raised around 6% every year. So pretty good bargain here with Store. And after this company, we have another dividend aristocrat in Medtronic, paying me $8.19. So after this aristocrat, we have another income ETF, and that is NUSI. NUSI paid me $15.12. So NUSI actually has a protective put, which should help in times of a stock market crash. But this really hasn't been a stock market crash. It's just been the stock market going down a little bit every single day. So unfortunately, that extra money that we're losing with that protective put, it really isn't being utilized to its full extent. After NUSI is an ETF that doesn't do a protective put, but still does covered calls and is able to produce high dividend yields every single month, QYLD. This Global X ETF paid me $21.54 this past month. And then after Q Yield, we have another ETF in the triple Qs, QQQ, paying me $7.81. Right now is a great opportunity to get in on some growth stocks at some really low prices, and a way to buy into so many of these is to just invest in QQQ, which invest in the NASDAQ. So after the triple Qs, we also have NRZ. This is a mortgage loan company. They invest in mortgage-backed securities, originations, and servicing loans. This is definitely one of the more riskier stocks in my portfolio, but since it represents such a small percentage of my portfolio, I don't mind taking on that extra risk. We just better not see that housing market come down, otherwise NRZ is in some trouble. And after NRZ, we have as plain Jane ETF as we can get, and that is SPY, and they paid me $8.36. So SPY invests in the 500 largest companies in the United States. Just a great ETF to buy for those that don't want to do any work and don't want to have their emotions tied into the market. That's exactly why I just buy SPY. After SPY, we have JP Morgan Chase paying me $17. Recently just been adding more shares of Chase as the stock has been down, and you can get a really high starting dividend yield for just owning shares of JP Morgan Chase. It really beats out putting your money into a savings account and basically getting nothing in interest. So overall, I made $156.11 in dividends in April of 2022. That is actually a 76.4 increase from April of 2021, when I made just $88.50. And the year before that, I only made $33. This just shows the power of dividend growth investing. If you buy great companies that continue to reward shareholders and just continue to stash those shares. Guys, it's not about flipping stocks for a quick buck. It's about holding on to your investments, whether the market is doing good or the market is doing bad. And following those rules is exactly how I'm able to collect cash every single month. This is how generational wealth is built. My quarterly average, or how much I've made in the last 3 months, is now up to $510 every 3 months. That's up from $13.18 from last month, and now my monthly average is now up to $170.18. That's a $4.40 increase from last month. So I'm making nearly $200 every month in passive income, and I do absolutely no work. Now, I'm still making more money going to the bathroom at work, but every day that I do dividend investing, it's going to get me that much closer to reaching financial independence. It's nice to know that while the stock market continues to collapse, I can sleep easily at night because I know my dividends will continue to come in. I want to hear what companies paid you the most in dividends in the comments below. These videos do take a lot of time for me to put together, so make sure you just hit that like button and or subscribe for more portfolio updates. As always, my videos are found in podcast form under the Collect Cash podcast name, and I will buy, stash, and collect cash you later.